Meow! That's right!
Good morning, day, afternoon, and night, everyone. I am the Great Gamesby, and I am here with my first ever video. I love Pokemon and everything Nintendo, and I hope to bring you guys content worth watching. Today we're going to talk about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Spoilers, yes, I love these games. But before you click off, I think I got some things to say. Whether it makes you like the games or not, I just want everyone to appreciate them for what they are. Good, fun Pokemon games that stopped the Pokemon formula in its tracks by throwing a cute-ass shuriken in the wheels. So I begin with just that. The releases of non-spin-off Pokemon games. No, I'm not getting into the core game, mainline game argument that's gotten very monotonous and predictable. I'm talking about the way and the order that all these games are coming out. Whenever a Pokemon game comes out, it non-spin-off. Whenever a Pokemon game comes out, it comes out main game, third iteration, Black 2, White 2, whatever, Emerald, whatever, the main game, and then whatever the second version of it would be, and then the remake of an older generation, and then repeat. So it's gotten that exact same schedule since they started remaking the older generations. It's become the same thing. Will have the same gen, either the third iteration or another remake, and then just continues and continues. And I'm surprised it's lasted as long as it has, because Game Freak and Nintendo in general, they love to give us what we're not expecting, whether it's things that people ask for or not. They give us things that nobody's been thinking of, and they've said, quote, that they love to surprise us and they love to give us things that we never thought about. So that same thing that they've been doing, that same routine, I wouldn't I'm happy that they broke it, because it was a nice change of pace. So I love that they went out and they did something new, and I think it worked out pretty well, and honestly, it worked out very well for them because of sales. Next, I'm gonna say this very clearly and very slowly so that no one misunderstands, clips, and puts me and changes completely what I'm trying to say. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee are the most pure joy I have felt playing a Pokemon game. Period. Not in a long time. Period. These games are such pure joy. I love Pokemon, and I have played every single one that's come out. I haven't played every single spin-off, but I don't count those. I've missed the second Ranger, little things like that I'm not counting. But every single mainline Pokemon game I have played and I have absolutely loved. But these games, Pokemon Let's Go, these games, Pikachu and Eevee, were such pure joy. From the way that the models are crafted, from the music, how it was beautifully played, the soundtrack was fantastic, how the Pokemon would interact, how they would walk around in the world. I have been waiting for that, and I know a lot of people have been waiting for things like that for a long time. And the fact that it was on the Switch really rounded out the fact that made it for the first time a real cinematic experience. And I know that's gonna be taken out of context, but that's what I'm trying to say is it's its own overarching, it's a brand new thing, and it's on the Switch, so you can watch it on the TV and not like just having to emulate it on the TV it was made specifically for the TV, and the cutscenes are not intrusive like I believe the cutscenes were in Sun and Moon. It wasn't long story things that just really hampered the gameplay. When it was done, it was done beautifully, and from the music to the playing and to was just such pure fun. I'm not saying it's the best Pokemon game. I'm not saying it's anything like that. I'm saying this game gave me the most pure joy I've played in a Pokemon game. And I am as diehard a Pokemon fan as there is, and I know this to be a fact. What I love about this game is that they sprinkled in little details here and there to make this game feel as if, not that it's real, but that it's that you're in, that it's its own world. And for the first time, not looking at pixels interacting and things like that. Now that you're seeing these creatures that are alive and they're breathing and they're walking next to you in an organic way and you're riding on them and things like that, they've added a lot of things so that it becomes its own world and that it's real. From the way that my favorite detail is when you're about to walk into Mount Moon, the cave entrance, there's a Meowth just sleeping there on top, and that was a great little detail that I hadn't seen. I'm not sure if they showed that in any of the pre-release coverage or anything like that of the game, but that was just one of the details that really like made this game its own thing for me, and just one of the things that added so much detail, from the characters interacting, from you talking, from you walking around. Little details like that are just what make the game complete, and that's why I loved it, and why I really did have such a pure fun time playing this game. Another point that I want to mention, and I really want to drive home, because I feel like everybody has completely forgotten about it since this game released and since everybody had their own opinions about it, but let me tell you something that everybody has been asking for since Heart Gold and Soul Silver in 2009 when those games released. We have been waiting for following and riding Pokemon since 2009. When Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out with following Pokemon, everybody was so impressed. I know when I played it, I thought it was the best thing in the world, and everybody thought when this game came out and that was a feature inside the game, everybody knew, beautiful, this is now going to be a feature that we're going to have in every game from now on, and it's going to be fantastic because it's going to make, this is what really makes you feel like you're in this world with these Pokemon, and they really are yours, and they're a part of your team, and they are with you along the entire ride, not just sprites that you can press a button and when you're in battle you see them. We haven't seen that since then. Until Sun and Moon, we got riding Pokemon, but I don't really count that the same, because it's not your Pokemon in your party. With these, you got the Pokemon that you capture, the Pokemon that you train, the Pokemon that you're going through the entire game with. You can have them follow you, and you can have them ride around. And I feel like everybody's forgotten that they wanted this since it was released in 2009, and we haven't gotten it since then, and now we finally get it, and people are only focusing on the things that they didn't get, which I understand. I can completely understand, but I just don't want anybody to forget that we've been waiting for this for a long time, and this game finally gave it to us. Now, for what I think is the most important thing about this game, the main reason it was made seems to be forgotten by everybody. These games were just a bridge game thrown together to use nostalgia to bring in old fans that have lost their way, and most importantly, to ease newcomers who aren't used to Pokemon, who have always liked the concept of it but hadn't gotten into it, or it's sometimes seemed too complicated for them. These games were made specifically to get all those people on board, more people on board, so that when they do release the new games, more people will have more of a fan base and more people playing the games. And I just want to point out that more players means more sales, which means more money for Game Freak, which in turn becomes a higher budget for future projects, which is nothing but a good thing, and we all should know this. Now, the last thing that I want to say, I've sort of touched upon it around this whole video, but I just want to really push this forward. This game is just the floor of what Pokemon games will be from now on. I want to say that one more time. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee are the floor, the absolute bottom of what Pokemon games will be from now on. We have finally moved in to an HD TV, to a powerful console that ran Breath of the Wild, that ran Mario Odyssey, that runs Doom, that runs Skyrim, that runs all these giant open world, all these powerful games, is now going to be the same exact software that a brand new Pokemon game and every Pokemon game from now on until the next generation comes out will be built from the ground up, so that these games will play as best as they possibly could. Say what you will about Pokemon Let's Go, and I know people have. Say what you will, but these games are smooth. These games are 3D modeled, HD textured video games on the Nintendo Switch. Graphic wise, we know that this is what we've been asking for, and they do too. Even if you're not a fan of the art style, the games would only be better from here. The art styles will only be more precise, only be more polished, only be more thought of, only be more created for the exact system that they're building this game from the ground up for. Only more work with more power and more time and money will be put into the Pokemon franchise. And if you don't appreciate that fact, you're not a Pokemon fan. Thank you, everybody. That was my first ever video on YouTube. Hopefully this becomes a lifelong dream of mine. I've always loved Pokemon. I've always loved talking about it, playing it with my friends. Hopefully you guys enjoy what I'm putting out, and maybe you can support me and just watch my videos, subscribe and like and comment, do whatever it is you want. I'm here. I want to be a part of this community as much as I can. Oh, and before I go, don't worry. At the time of this recording is right after Pokemon Direct has been announced. I have not forgotten, and I will be having a video coming out talking about it when it comes out, talking about what they've announced, how they presented it. I'm excited to see how it turns out. I'll be ready to talk about it, give you my expectations for what the game will be after it's announced, and just, it's going to be super fun. We're going to get into it, and hopefully if you guys enjoy this, I've always wanted to play some Nuzlocke, do some things like that, play some games on my channel, and if you guys are into that, if you guys are excited for that, let me know. I'm super excited to join this YouTube community and hopefully be here to stay. This is my first video, guys, so I don't really have an outro, but I'm just gonna say thank you for coming. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you later. Peace.